Uh, I find that systems, I find that when you're trying to get better at something or bring a new skill into your life, if you set up what are called goals, right? This is kind of like verbally, I find the word goals kind of frustrating because to me, it kind of makes me feel like I'm climbing up, I'm setting a goal. Oh, hey guys, I'm setting up a goal.
They're about to fight.
I can see that. I'm setting a goal and then I'm working towards the goal. Then I reach the goal and then I feel kind of empty inside because I've reached the goal. Now what do I do? So it's kind of stressful getting to the goal. And it's kind of like, what do I do next? This sort of weird, empty feeling. I like much better the idea of systems, which is that I'm going to get X number of hours in a week for my art. I don't have expectations around how much I produce or what I do, there they go. There they go. Wild Animal Kingdom. Tame Animal Kingdom. So when I say, and so systems aren't really about how much you produce, what you do. It's more about how do you integrate this thing that you want to do into your life. And that is a long game kind of idea. So that's why I'm constantly talking to you guys about 6 hours a week for those of you who work full time. And if you're not working full time, 10 hours a week of art. And you can do that by coming to class. You can do that by working on your own. But if you can work full time and get at least 6 hours in, that helps you kind of, then later as you gain like rhythm, you gain purpose, right? You start to get like, you start to feel the art under your feet, the stabilization of the art under your feet. It's easier to add on more hours. And the only other thing I'll say about this is that I, as a professional artist who do not work full-time anywhere else, although part-time in many places, don't require myself to work more than 12 hours a week. Now, that is rare that I work that little.
But how can that be? Because just in classes, you probably
I don't count classes.
Well, that's work.
I don't. Yeah, but I'm talking about my own artwork.
Your own art, right?
About my own artwork. So I require myself to do only 12 hours a week. Now it's rare that I do that. It's usually I can do that. I usually do twice that in a week. But if I have a week where I don't do that, I don't feel like a failure. Right? That's the difference with a system. Getting in just enough. And Sandra, I think you're very good at it. I've watched you do it, and I'm like, you're like, I'm going to put these many hours in and this here, and if you keep going and showing up, it's going to get, you're going to get better at it.
Yeah, it's a consistency.
It's a consistency. Yeah.
But it's at the cost of art.
But
I think
otherwise, you have a cost of
physical vitality is really important for art. I think you need vitality.
Yeah.
I don't
yes. Right now it's a priority. Once I'm in it, I'll be okay.
It's okay. It's okay. All right. Anyway, let's get started.
Just teasing her.
You all have seen here. I'm going to spotlight this. You've all seen this landscape, which we're going to work on today. So one of the things I really want to point out about this, and I'm very glad to have the black and white as well as the color. I want you to look at this. Really shows very clearly how with color a landscape recedes, goes sort of back, right? Creates this vision that we're going this way, even though we're really moving up. You can see that the front areas are darker and have a little bit more detail in them. These trees in the back are the same as these trees up here. Look at the difference both in color, in detail, and in value. Can you see that? So as things, and then look at the hills behind. So as things go further in the distance, they recede, they become bluer, and they also become lighter. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Bluer and they become lighter. So that is, if you're wanting to show, remember we talk about this idea of planes. This is the far plane. This is the farthest plane. It's the sky. This are the far mountain plains. Here is the far tree line. Here is the closer, the mid-level close-in tree line. And here is the foreground. Each of these things requires different mark making, different value shifts, and showing the value shifts and the mark making shifts between is really going to be helpful. And creating a sense, a false sense that I can actually look, that I'm actually looking. You see when I'm pointing down, I'm like, I'm looking out, right? Really, I've just got this flat surface, but I'm creating the illusion that I look out. If you look at where most of the detail is, it's really where one plane meets another. Even here, this little back heel here is like even farther and it's lighter. So I'm going to remove this. Oh, and the other thing, just to tell you, is that I am going to paint on top of this painting, which was, I think, a sample I used for another class because I ran out of acrylic paint. And also because I thought I could have covered it up with white, but why? It's kind of got a great base, which I think will be really nice for sketching this painting on top. You, of course, are welcome to use a canvas that is blank, right? So that it's not kind of confusing with other lines, but I'm going to show you today how to use something that you've already used in your art. So I'm going to start by, let's see here, we'll sketch out the planes. And does
I
anybody,
find that very useful because you get another depth to the colors.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always use up when I have paint left over. If I'm not planning to paint within a day, I always use up the paint on a canvas. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
have,
that's right. That's absolutely right. You do. So it's, yeah, exactly, Diana. It's like not being really afraid to, here we go.
that will be my prime of a canvas, would be the leftover colors from another painting session.
And it's always like kind of, it's always kind of like grayish, right?
Yeah, it always, I actually have two, I think I have two here.
Right.
I can hold up.
Yeah,
One is,
let's hold it up. Let's see. Oh, look at this, you guys. This is really pretty. Nice. See
so
that?
that's the leftover paints. And this one, the little one, it's a mixture of a lot of colors, so it gets gray. And here I had a lot of blue left over.
Well, look how beautiful, look at how rich those are, particularly the one on the left, the little one. Very
Yeah.
nice. All right.
that's-
so
That's
I'm
what I
gonna-
do.
Oh, go ahead. Because I think that it's the best way for me to work on this canvas is to work with a bright cadmium red. I'm going to do my underpainting in red. You guys, of course, get to choose your underpainting color. I would recommend that it's something that's not any of these top colors, which will be kind of an interesting choice. I think you could get away with burnt sienna. I think alizarin crimson could work here. I think cadmium red could work here, which is what I'm doing. You can see here. I'm adding here. So, and once again, I'm going to encourage you here. Hold on. I'm going to actually, the first thing I'm going to do is take a picture of this so we can see it better. That's the lines showing kind of the shapes and the forms. Here, go to the WhatsApp thread. Oh, look at that, Onyx, so pretty. I love these. Oh, here we are.
They're brave. They go out when there's still snow.
Right. All right. There you go. Here it is. So here is your initial sketch line, so you can get started, but I'll get mine up as well. I always like to start with the horizon line. And when I say the horizon line, I mean the true horizon. By the way, Sandra, go ahead and send across whatever you're working on.
I'm working on a rabbit,
Wonderful.
but I think I started on a Sunday.
And I'm doing I'm doing a bird of paradise.
Geez.
Surprise, surprise.
Not bored with that, that's good.
I'm doing it, I'm flipping it, and I'm gonna flip it both in picture and colors.
Excellent.
And this rabbit, I think I'm going to put some ink on it. I think that's why I chose a soft press.
Fantastic. I like it because ink just automatically gets you a little bit looser. So that's really good. I'm just going to take a simple kind of smaller flat brush to do the sketch. And when I say now, when I say horizon line, there are actually two on this. Well, in reality, there's probably three. There's two horizon lines. There's this one, which is the eye level horizon. And that means that when the road, it's kind of where the lines of the road meet. If I were to draw a road, it's right here. And then there's natural horizon, which is the line that follows, because the tree lines go up into it, right? They're both natural horizon lines. So I'm going to start with my eye level horizon line, which is about a third of the way. 1, 2, 3 up the canvas. Is that right? Yep. 2, 3. That's this line I just drew here. I know it looks like, if I want to, I can quickly add in the tree line that's there. So there's no confusion. Oh, yep, exactly. And then I'm going to get this river line in. That's here. I noticed that this starts lower here and comes up here. It's not a straight across line. Well, actually, it is a straight across line. And then there's a darker area here. And then another kind of lighter and dark. I'm going to get this little piece here that's in the foreground. And then we've got the tree line. Notice I've kind of simplified the tree line. I don't have all the spikies yet. And then last, I'm going to sketch in the mountains. And I need to leave a little room for the sky. So my mountains are probably going to appear. Maybe I'll bring them down a little bit. My mountains are going to appear kind of. I need to leave some space above, even though I don't have very much room. So I might, at some point, bring this tree line down a little bit. And then I'm going to darken the darkest areas with my red. So that's this area in here. Notice I'm not using very much water. I'm using mostly paint. I kind of think they look sort of cool. This looks kind of cool at this point on top of this other line. And then there's this. That's dark. Those are the two darkest areas. After I get there, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow on my palette to lighten my red just a little bit. But I can do my midtones. So these are going to be kind of more orangey. is good. And notice once again, I'm not really paying much attention to the tree line. I'm kind of blocking these in more heavily. But I want there to be a value shift. I want there to be a lighter color behind this tree line. Where else is this? We've got, yeah, slightly darker, but not quite as dark as the mid-range here and here. So these are my two darkest areas. You see how I'm kind of ignoring what's happening over here, but I also kind of like how my paint sits on top of it. Also, I'm not a fan of this brush. I shouldn't say that too loud. Brush, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. But I'm not a fan of you because it leaves a lot of ridges that I don't really want in my painting. Sometimes I want those ridges, but those ridges aren't particularly helpful. And then these last three areas are going to be much lighter. I even throw a touch of white on here. I've got a little white on here. I'm going to go big brush. Oh, not you. Let me use this guy. My old favorite. I'm actually mixing in a little bit of white into this orange mixture. Maybe a little bit more.
Hi, sorry for being late.
That's okay. We're just
Hi.
sketching out the shapes of this landscape. And we're paying attention to the lights, the dark, the medium, and the dark, the medium, and the light section. So over here, you can see my balance is pretty good, but over here, I need to darken this a bit because that shift isn't so strong, and I need to lighten this. There we go. That's a little better. I'm going to put that color in here. If you're able to really see these shifts, I'm working in red, Francesca, but this one could be a good burnt sienna, orange, yellows. Those are all going to be good colors. Bases, alizarin crimson.
Okay,
All of
Okay.
those would be, any of those would be a good base.
okay. Let
And
me
light-
catch up. But you have 2 layers already.
No, I am painting on top of a used canvas.
Ah, okay. Okay, fine.
So, and I
Okay.
wanted to show you guys how to do that. So I mean, I do have 2 layers, but this is my first painting layer. So you can just be working on, nice observation, by the way. So you can just be working on white canvas.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, and you see here, I mixed white and yellow to really get. And I know I'm doing this fast. I'm happy to repeat anything, so don't hesitate to ask. But I'm just blocking out and see, I'm going to areas where there's more contrast than I have it. And I'm pushing that a little bit. So here. I'm pushing things a little bit darker. Here, there's this dark and light part of the water. Oh, hi, buddy. You want to say hi? Come on. I believe Hermes has something to say to you all. Here, hold on. Let me pop this back up. All right, come here, buddy. Come on, Buzz. Come on, Buzz, Buzz. Buzzy, come on, Buzzy. Come on, Buzzy. Come on. Here. I know you want to see. There he is. I'm gonna pop him up so he can say hello for just a minute. You're all his kind of like his godparents,
Yes.
particularly you,
Yes,
Sam, since you've known him from a tiny baby. Here he is. Hello. All right, I'm gonna take a look at. Let's see what you guys have got. Nice. Anik, I would just push a little bit more, 2 areas. This lightness a little bit more,
Yep.
and the dark area here.
Yeah.
And here.
Thank you.
Oh, Sandra, that's going to be great. Nice base already.
If I don't mess it up, yes, I
You
think
don't
should be
mess it
okay.
up. There's always that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Taking it a step at a
You're
time.
not gonna mess it up.
Probably
Well,
not.
yes, it
It's
does.
not in the charts.
I mean, the beauty of the system thinking is, even if you do mess it up, it's not really.
Yes, exactly. It's just a learning thing.
It's just you're getting somewhere. It just doesn't look like our traditional ideas of success.
Just a good idea.
I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea.
Mm.
Mhm.
So Annika, are you keeping dry in your new house with this?
Yeah, actually, it's not leaking. I'm that, it's very poorly insulated now, but we have no leaks. And it's been like last night or the night before when it was raining so hard, I was just waiting for like a tree to come crashing down or something, but nothing like that happened. So where I used to live was a lot scarier when it was windy. This place seems pretty good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
By
but
the
it's
way-
still,
Oh, very nice, Anik. Look at the difference. Look at how that really promotes and pushes back.
By the way, Annika, have you had news of a peacock?
no.
Hmm.
I had on Facebook, someone contacted me and said that there's reports that he hasn't been seen for a while.
That's
Oh,
worrying.
no.
Yeah, but he does. I mean, he's pretty old, and I know he does sometimes take off a little bit on a walkabout. But I don't know. But and I don't have any contact with the people that bought our house because I don't care. I know how they must have had it with all this flooding and stuff, and I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. When you feel like you're here, look at how fun these paintings look even at this level. This is the beauty of blocking in. we don't have to do very much detail. We really just need to be paying attention to plane shifts. Usually it's a value shift and there's a little bit of mark making in there as well. And if you can nail that, you really have everything going on. And you'll see, Francesca, because you were late to the party, you will see that, like, even though I had this base painting under this just sort of set of scribbles that I used, kind of makes a nice base.
But did you mix red with yellow to get like orange, the medium color?
Yeah,
Okay,
orange and red. Yeah.
orange and
Yellow
red.
usually
Okay.
we use to lighten.
Cadmium orange and cadmium red.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or anything. Anik did the whole thing with alizarin crimson.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
So you have
Oh, oh,
options
oh.
here. That looks pretty good, Emma. All right. So let that dry while you're waiting. I'm still waiting for this to dry. I may take a hairdryer to it, but I feel like everybody else is still working on the first step. And I can feel I've kind of lost my dark edge here, so I'm adding it back in. So I'm kind of reviewing where different areas are. I'm now adjusting this mid-tone, so it's a little bit, I know it's a little fuzzy under there. Let me push this over. There we go. I'm adjusting this mid-tone down here. I'm using a little bit of light color, but not too much, because this mid-tone is much darker than the light here. So I want it to be lighter than this, but darker than this. And I want that to be clear. This is what we mean by working the edges. And it can become a very fruitful and meditative process. In this particular case, I'm using both white and yellow to lighten in places, to mix with my red or my orange. There we go. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. When you guys are, well, we still have to wait for these to dry, so. I'll see everybody's.
I just wanted to say that I've been missing you all. I'm sorry I haven't been able to join Thursday class.
What's going on?
I'm just, we've had a sequence of family injuries.
Oh, no.
Um,
This is what you get for having boys.
yeah, seriously. George had an operation last month on his knee and he's pretty much recovered. And then Oscar came home, so the crutches went from one to the other.
Oh my God.
Because Oscar, and we've had like, George is on the third or fourth week of antibiotics. I injured my ankle last year. It just feels like one thing after the other. And then I've, even though I'm not working for money, I feel like I've been busier than when I was.
You know why? Because you have time to take care of all that business that's had to go to the side, right?
Yeah.
The household business, the other business. Trust me,
But it's also what you were talking about, the system, because I think Friday I really did keep that like 2 hours was sacred. And even just moving it to a different day because of the family rhythm and everything, I just lost the habit. And I've tried a few times to start. I mean, I've done a few little things myself, but
you need the class.
just got out of the habit.
It helps to have a class, doesn't it?
It really does, yeah.
I mean, I would not work out 3 times a week if I didn't have a live class where the teacher would email me when I didn't show up.
Yeah.
You know, she wants to know where I am. Like, I would not do anything if I didn't have her just gently hounding me, noticing when I'm like not there. It's really, it does help. There's this class on Thursdays, and also we've gone back to pastels in Saturday's class, which is really great. So that
Yeah,
would be-
I keep meaning to join that class as well, and then it just, for one reason or another. The cats had fleas as well, you know, in the middle of all this, so the entire house had to be, everything had to be cleaned, and it's just
right. I got you. Anyway, don't worry, we're always here. Strange, well, for the moment.
Well,
anyway.
I get great pleasure out of just watching the pictures coming through on the WhatsApp feed, even if I'm not participating.
You know, I do too. I have to say they are kind of a little bit of an obsession. And when I'm not teaching, I love watching the pictures come through on what the other teachers are doing too. It's kind of fun. Well, we love seeing you, Emma. I'm glad you're back, and let us know what we can do to help. You know, we can hound you if you want us to hound you, if that helps.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also partly because what I've been doing, you know, has been more creative than what I was doing before. So I feel like I feel that some of that need is kind of fulfilled in
Yeah.
the daytime, but not through, you know, classical art, but like I've been making websites and things like that, and
Right.
thinking visually and doing my sketchnoting and stuff. So
Fabulous. Then you're doing it. You're doing your 6 hours. You can count that as part of your creative work, your 6 hours, your 12 hours.
okay.
I might bump it up to 12 hours for you since you do it as part of your job. I think it would be easier for you to add in here. Sorry, hold on. 12 hours.
Who do you make websites for?
For myself,
Oh,
I'm working on a couple of projects, and I mean, just in fact, I put one of my paintings from this class on one of the websites that I made last
Oh,
week.
nice. Send them to us. We'd love to see them.
I mean, they're all in a bit of sort of experimental phase, but
I can hear the joy. It's good. It's all good. Oh. Oh, hello.
joining in as well. Look here.
Look, somebody has taken over.
yeah.
Really different.
Hey, baby.
Hi, buddy. Hi, sweetie. Good kitty. Good kitty. Meow. Meow. Oh my God, you are so cute, cat.
Here's the less cute cat.
Right? Oh, come on. There's no, here, hold on. There's no such thing as a less cute cat.
No.
Hi, buddy. Oh, you're getting so big.
Oh,
Getting so
Oh,
big.
he's cute. He's really cute.
Both of you
Both
are.
of them.
Both of you are getting big. Happens fast.
yeah.
No, guys, come on, no. Come on, move. I'm gonna put this box here. Not for you. Move. Not for you, no. So Emma, stay on a little longer with me after class and we'll talk about compensation and that kind of thing. Sound good? We will discuss that. My painting's still wet. I'm kind of waiting here, particularly everything else is use a little bit more. I may take a hair dryer to it, but it seems like you guys are all still working. I'm expecting Annika's pushing ahead. That's okay. Send over everybody else. I'd like you to see. She's already sent me over her piece. Everyone else, send me your underpainting when you think you've got it. No rush.
I have 2 underpaintings.
Can you send them over?
Yeah, I'll do that in a second.
By the way, everybody, you got to see, if you haven't seen it yet, look at Francesca's haircut. So cute, right? Very cute. I love your haircut so much. I got to get my haircut. You're like in totally. Look at how cute this is. You
It
look like
was a bit expensive, if
It's
I
a
have to
beautiful
tell the
haircut.
truth.
an absolutely beautiful. Yeah, but think about how many months, maybe even years you went without one.
No,
'cause it's
years, yeah, no, you're right. But yeah, I think I will wait several months before going back to the hairdresser.
totally cute.
It's too expensive.
Yeah. It's
Right,
totally-
that's interesting because in Europe it seems much cheaper than in America. It's one of these things that's
really?
really expensive in America.
No,
No,
no.
Depends where you live.
it depends on where in Europe, I guess, but you know, Sweden is like 3 times as much as here.
Oh,
Really, in
wow.
France I can
Wow.
get a really good haircut for a fraction of the price here.
Yeah, but French hairdresser are famous.
In a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. Yeah. If I mean, if you want to look as really like rich, you say, I'm going to Paris to have my haircut.
You know what? When I
Yeah,
lived
really?
in London, I used to literally fly to France to get my haircut.
So
Not
I
because
used
you
to-
were rich, because it was like because it's cheaper.
Well, not because it was cheap, but because they did such a better job. I mean, I would see my brother as well and so on.
French hairdressers need to export themselves to Italy. Then a French hairdresser can charge a lot of money. Heavens.
Yeah, I sent you my 2 underpaintings, so
Oh, yes. Very nice. Good, good, good. Flipping directions. Ew, I like that crazy kind of sage. I like the top one. Particularly, that's a very interesting set of neutralized color choices. Very good. Excellent. Are these small, Diana?
that one is 16 by 20 and the other one is 24 by 30.
Mhm. Okay, so Annika, here, I'm going to point to 2 areas on the camera and show you where you need to work this. This needs to be darker. This area, these front trees need to be darker.
Hey,
And don't forget your dark area here. This is like a 5 and this is a 4. And the water on this side and this side.
Okay.
Forget your
Pretty dark.
midtones, very important.
oh,
But it is dark for me.
Not enough. Not for anybody else.
I have very bad light in here when I take pictures too.
Yeah, so maybe that's part of the problem. You're not seeing.
But then you have bad lighting when you're painting too.
Yeah, I do. If you turn on the lamp in this room, you blow a fuse.
Oh,
It's a very old, it's beautiful lamp, but if you turn it on, well, if you turn it on and you have something else going at the same time, you blow the fuse, and I hate it.
Okay,
I don't
so
wanna
you
run it.
need to solve this problem. I would get
I know.
another lamp.
Well, I rent, you know, he does his lamp.
Yeah, but you need something that you can take with you, maybe a box light. It's
Yeah, I
it's
do. I have a good
sense.
light now. It's just that it's very intense
hey,
and
Yeah.
this is
aimed at
intolerable.
certain area.
Must
It
be
is
something.
bad lighting in here for painting.
or you could get a battery lamp.
Yeah, I have a very
Portable.
good lamp. It's just that that I bought, that it's directing the light at me, but it's still, you know, sometimes I just want natural light, and the window doesn't get any light really, and the cat is in it. But anyway, I'm making it darker.
You just want to be able to see those value shifts.
But
Now I'm gonna mute myself for a second and take the and blow dry this so I can get it ready for the next step.
Yeah. That picture is not good.
Usando il phon per asciugarlo.
Okay, so if you want to work on the color shifts, here, I'm gonna put this down and maybe even shape it a little bit. Oops. Sorry. Let's see. Down to here. So what kind of blues do you think? Well, I guess we should start actually with this middle tree line, which is a little bit, and it's happening up here too. There's a little bit more green, but it's not like bright, shiny green. It's quite a dark green. So what color combinations do you guys suggest if we're going to be doing this darkest area? Kind of greenish. What can we try? I know somebody knows the answer to this question. Ah, better.
What was the question?
I took the picture.
We're going to paint this tree line, this dark kind of greenish tree line, but it's definitely not a bright, happy tree green line. It's a very deep, sort of murky green. So how are we going to get that green?
Maybe you put some red, just not dark red.
Red and that's red. We've already got red.
I would think burnt umber
Yeah,
and something.
it's never just burn umber, right? We're
No,
gonna
no, no.
burn
I'm
umber
just-
and
I'm just wondering if to
And
mix it
dark
from
blue.
yellow and blue. And
right,
add
or you
burnt
can
umber.
mix, or you can put viridian green. Let's try burnt umber and green, viridian. That should make it nice. And yeah, we can adjust it with yellow and blue. So this is burnt umber and viridian green. And at this stage, I'm going to recommend
Oh, someone is
Really,
writing.
guys. Hey.
recommend
Purple, what's the matter with you?
Oh,
I'm going to recommend that you really squeeze the extra water out of your brush.
No.
And mix green. Yeah, I think that's a good beginning. And I'm using my raggedy brush because I want these trees particularly to be laid out with kind of soft edges here. So see how I'm kind of tapping in. Even bringing in a little bit more green. Yeah, I think that was a good idea, Anik. I like it. We got these little groups. Sometimes I'm using like the front like this, but other times I'm using the side. Create a kind of bigger edge. And then down here, I'm gonna do more of this motion. A straight across. Because the edge down here is a little bit harder. Where it meets the water. There we go. And then a little bit here. Yeah, I like that. Nice. Look at how just adding that in onto my red canvas, like totally pushes this painting forward. Remember, I'm teaching you the quick and efficient way to paint. Because we got a lot of paintings to make in our life. I was thinking I might, well, I don't know. Maybe we'll just move on. What did we say we were going to move on to from landscapes to, were we going to do animals for a little while, or were we going to do?
Were you going to do trees before animals or something?
I did trees, they're done.
Oh, okay.
We're finishing up kind of landscapes today.
I'm definitely interested in animals, but whenever you get there.
Guys, what do you think? Those of you in the stream of this. Monica?
Fine with
Francesca?
animal.
Animals? All right, let's do a month of animals. Or whatever, however long it takes. I mean, if you want to, we could stay in landscapes, but I think it's probably, it'll be good to kind of work fur, feathers, you know, coats of various stripes. Practice this, these kind of motions. I know some of you have done it before, some of you haven't, which is nice. So we're kind of returning to old ground, and yet not exactly old ground. And then, of course, as we're doing this, I feel that phthalo blue is, and phthalo and Prussian are going to be important colors here. Let's see if I can find some. There's phthalo green. Don't tell me I don't have any more blue. I must. I think phthalo glue is going to play a role here, an important one in the blues as we start to mix them. I might add in some ultramarine, some warm blue. Remember, phthalo blue is a cool blue. It's got more green in it. Ultramarine blue is a warm blue. It's got a little bit more red in it. These blues feel fairly cool and turquoisey to me. There we go. So we'll talk a little bit about blue. The different blues. The warm and the cool, what they do. And while you're all working, I'll demonstrate a little bit and maybe take a couple pictures to send across the thread. So over here, this is the warm blue, this is ultramarine, and this is phthalo. You can see a difference even on the crappy Zoom screen. Sorry, Zoom, but you are crappy. But if I add white to it, to each one, you really see it. You can see this as I lighten this. The phthalo really has a kind of greenish vibe. Right in the ultramarine.
There you go.
It looks almost purple. Yeah, totally different. I'll put this.
Oh.
I'll take a picture of that. Also, maybe. Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go, much better. I'll take a picture and send it across so you can really see them. So as you start to make decisions about how to lay your blues in. I hope everybody can really appreciate this difference, the purpleness of the ultramarine blue, the turquoisiness of the phthalo. That makes phthalo, which is kind of greener.
Yeah, you know, there is red phthalo and green phthalo.
Yeah, they all, yes, they push different elements,
Yeah,
but they still read as cool.
yes, they
But
sure
they
do.
definitely push different we definitely push different, there definitely are different elements. And of course, every phthalo with that from every company is slightly different.
But there is, they're actually named green and red.
Yeah, no, I know. I have them. I have blue shade right here.
Yeah.
Blue shade, that's what mine is called. Oh no, I have red shade. This is red shade.
Oh, there you go.
Still reading is very cool.
Yeah.
Very nice, Francesca. Get the lightest color in here. And I don't know what you have going on here. Oh, I see.
No, I was wrong. I mean, I have
Okay. So let me show you just quickly so you can correct that. Here is the straight across horizon line of the bank. Go away. Go. Call. Here is the straight across horizon line of the bank. Here is the water.
but
Oh, wait,
there is
hold on.
no, yeah.
Just a minute. Here, I'll actually, I'm going to take a picture and send it across. But
Okay.
your paint application is very pretty.
Thank you.
Not a lot going on.
Leo, I can't see your painting anymore for some reason.
I know, because I'm texting something over the WhatsApp thread. I'm using my cell phone. Give me just a second. Then I get
Hi. Fuck.
Hold on. I'll get back there. Zoom. There we go. There we go. If I have
Okay.
to send something over the thread, I need to take my phone off and do that. So here we are. Back. There you go.
Mm. Mm.
Well, Sunny.
And when you think you've got that, send it across. Okay, good. And take your time, guys, no rush. Right. Oh, by the way, I just want to make clear, even if I say I don't count this time as my painting time, this is still fantastic time. This is still fantastic time. It is still my work, and I feel very lucky to be working with you guys this way. I can't believe it sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, I can't believe I get paid to teach. It's really awesome.
But you
That's
created
pretty
that.
cool. Thanks, dear.
You created
I
that.
want you to
Leah.
know that. It's like really a big deal for me. Like if I was not doing this, I would be a lot sadder. I create stuff, but it's very specific for specific processes. It's not for my professional
Employment.
development.
Mm.
Yeah, I think I have to make a separation there. But it's still really amazing. And working with you guys is so inspiring and so beautiful and wonderful. I would just be very sad without it. So
I will be sad too.
I don't mean to minimize the work. I just mean to kind of separate what's what professionally. Let's see.
Oh, this is gonna look weirdo.
Yeah, nice, Anik. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So
You
now
taught me that.
let's work that back tree line. Oh, wait, let's wait. Should we wait? I guess maybe I should jump ahead because I'm here a little bit. To me, this black back tree line really looks like phthalo with a little white and a touch of cadmium red. Remember, all of even our blues need a touch of red. There we go. Let's see how that works if I lay this down.
Dragon, you're a menace.
Is he causing problems?
No, it's just he wants, I don't know what he wants. He wants food or treats. And he
He
thinks
was up
he gets
here,
it
I
by
think.
harassing Rabbit.
He was up here while you were gone, like just totally sitting in your spot. Like, looking like he wanted to be you.
That might not have been Dragon.
It's quite funny. So yeah, a little bit of white, a little bit of phthalo or Prussian. And see how once again I'm really this area is more solid. Really, the place where you see variation is kind of towards the tops of the trees, but the base is more solid. And so this sort of the ratty brush that I'm using really helps me continue with not very much. And notice it's definitely lighter. And in fact, it's so bright. I might add just a little more. I've got some cadmium red on my palette, so I'm adding in a little bit of that to neutralize it just a little bit. so it doesn't compete so much. I can adjust these all, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna need to go over with another layer that's a little bit more neutral. And in fact, where's my head? Yeah, I'm adding a little bit of cadmium red to this yellow blue red shade. And I think it's like kind of deepening my blue so it's not quite so electric. So I'm just going to go right over the top just to neutralize the blue. I like that. Just a little bit. When I say neutralize, what I really mean is gray it. So even things that look like super electric blue get pushed back a little bit in nature scenes with a little bit of the complement. I know that we're dealing with phthalo blue and red is technically a red, but cadmium red is almost orange. So I consider that something that can kind of flip over into orange if it needs to. Yeah, that's a little better.
Ew.
And then once again, I'm going to dip my brush off and really clean it. And in fact, at this point, I'll probably squeeze all the extra water out of the brush, but I'll also probably clean my water, switch my water out. It is true. If you count this work, though, I get a lot of hours in. It's nice. Guaranteed. And so do you. Gosh, we are just like racing through this. Let's see. Annika's racing through.
I just hope not. I just hope that not too fast because I don't want to
Don't worry,
mess
there's
it up.
nothing that can't be corrected, right?
That's very nice thing about acrylic.
Yeah, you don't have to worry. Yeah, you could get a little bit lighter at this, right? Look at the
Mhm.
value difference. There's
Yeah, there's the shades that the fog
let's
is
add in
making. Yeah.
let's add in the mountains,
Mhm.
and then we'll see. We'll
Yep.
do the adjusting that needs to be adjusted. So the mountains, of course, I'm going to use a different brush, a kind of flatter brush, so I can do harder lines. There are little trees there, but they're very far away. And I'm going to add, I've got this pile of white here. So of course I'm going to add a lot of that to my phthalo blue mix. Notice also, and this is also kind of a truism. Oh yeah, even whiter. That it's lighter here at the when the mountain comes down, and it's darker at the tip. So I'm really blending in a lot of light. I'm making sure I'm using some of the cadmium red mix. Yeah, there we go. So it doesn't look so electric. And notice I'm kind of dragging. Oh, and I felt like my tree line got too big. So I'm actually going to knock it back down. So I have a little bit more mountain. See how I'm doing that? I'm just coming right in and nipping that back. It's very easy for things to get too big for you to paint beyond the lines. It doesn't take much. You probably all have noticed this already, to make something like way too big. It's really usually just like a millimeter. And I'm kind of using a dragging technique because I'm using this flat brush, which doesn't have all those nice bristles, but I still, so my brush is really dry. It's slightly damp, that's it. And then as we move up, I'm getting a little bit dark. That's a little too dark. See how I'm doing a kind of soft blend into the mountain, mostly using vertical strokes. So that there's kind of a transition. From my darker top to my lighter bottom, but the transition is soft. Always soft. Oh, Diana, I really want you to get better.
Yeah, me too.
It's just,
Makes us too.
right?
It sucks.
Sucks. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, slightly lighter. Yeah, a little bit more. You can see I do a lot of adjusting right on the canvas. So I lay something down and then I'm like, does that work? Not really. I really need to lightly drag to get that, to kind of maintain that edge. I may still have to go over and revisit it with the darker, with this color. And then a little bit darker blue at the top. Now here I can see I'm having a problem. This got too light. See how I it got a little bit too light when I brushed in, so I'm darkening. So I'm kind of keenly aware of my edges at all times. Making sure my transitions, if I'm losing them, then it means I have to go back and strengthen it a little bit. Mostly this is just paint. It's this is something called dry brush, where I'm dragging paint on a fairly dry brush. Oops, see, now that was way too dark. So let me put back in there, make some white in. There we go, spread it out a little bit. I can do that with my brush as well. I feel like these edges aren't really distinct enough also. They feel too hard. So I'm brushing in soft up, light color up. So there's a transition. but it's softer. I want to take some of this color, this kind of lightish color, and bring it down, actually darker first. And notice my strokes have changed to horizontal. And notice that I'm going to drift. It's darker. I'm kind of losing my lights to gain dark right now. Later, I'll go back in and blend some lights over the dark to make this area softer. But right now I'm really pushing. I'm pushing the darkness of these. And of course, once again, guys, please feel free. Ask questions if you're lost or if you were working, and I know it's a lot of info. I can see that this reads a little bit thick. So once again, I'm going in with lighter, with my lighter back area. See how I can just kind of carve out and back? I can go back and forth. Reshape a bit. In reality, I probably really need to take my sky and cut this whole area back. It's easy to go too dark. I'm using my finger. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, this has come over too far. So actually, I'm going to use a new brush and a bit of yellow and a tiny bit of yellow and red with white. And the very first thing I'm going to do is bring this. See how this is really good for editing, showing you how to edit. Even still wet. There we go. I can fix. And it's wet, so I'm going to need to go over with another color in the sky once I get this going. But the most important thing for me was to kind of reshape these planes against each other. I'm using white and a little bit of yellow and red. There we go. Nice. So this is another way of thinking of it. This is why we can block in so loosely at first, because later I can create and kind of reshape things. There we go. As they need to be. Maybe stop spreading so much of that stuff. And so see how I just kind of, my land was here and now it's here. That's a really good thing to learn how to do. So what it means is you're able to look at something and maybe think, oh, my initial shapes aren't right. They're too big. In fact, it's a really good idea to think that way. Almost always the shapes are too big. Let's see here. Let's see. Emma, I think you're using the wrong brush for your trees. I like these ones in the front, but the ones in the back are a little too solid. So use something that's a little bit raggedier that will create a softer edge. Otherwise, it's looking pretty good. And this is looking way too green in the front. So you're going to need to add a little red to this green and put it on top. Very nice, though. Good job. Look at how pretty these colors look on top of, and very nice, Ani. Yep, all as well. These are looking a little too pointy, but we can fix them later. I like that. I like how you've.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that's the second layer. That
That's
will
the
be
second
difficult.
layer, right? Like that's okay. Just as long as you know that, don't get too caught up in the, and so go ahead and bring some of this color down here and here. This color, because that's really the reflection that we're seeing. Good job, you guys. Great work. See, Emma, it's like riding a bike. You don't ever really.
Yeah. My colors doesn't work at all. But so this is where I'm at. So I have to rethink everything, or at least some things.
Let's see.
Yes, honey, I'm coming.
They're so demanding, our little creature animals.
They sure are. I'm coming, Sonny. Just gonna send this. It's not working. Not working, Sonny. No.
Let's see. Let's see. That looks really cool. I love this. Francesca, your underpainting looks great.
I'm still at the first layer, but yeah, okay.
yeah, it looks
I had to fix
beautiful.
it.
It's almost good as it is. It's almost
Totally
good.
fun. Diana, I have a suggestion for you.
Okay.
Make the background yellow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was my original plan. And then I thought it would look so weak.
Try it.
I think I'm back to that. Yeah, that was my original plan.
Yeah, see, trust your instincts. You know what this needs. It just needs because you've got that light purpley blue in the flower.
Mhm.
You just need a white with yellow and experiment with the different yellows. Maybe it's Naples yellow, maybe it's cadmium yellow, maybe some mix with white. With white though, that's pretty important.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that would work. I'll do it. I think I'm gonna leave you now.
All right, you're gonna go rest a little bit.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
My stamina is not what it used to be.
Actually, I probably should go as well because I'm working half an hour.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because it's, we're starting an hour late, but I work at 2, so.
Yeah. Okay. See you next time.
Take care, Diana.
Bye,
Rest.
Diana. Take care.
Thanks.
Take care,
Sandra,
Diana.
go ahead and send us where you are when you get a chance.
Can I just show you, Leah?
Yeah.
I want to see too before I leave.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've worked on ears mostly.
Yep. It's wonderful.
We're progressing slowly. Thank you.
Love the layers. You're right on track.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Right on target.
I'm taking my time.
I love that you're so, now you've gone through this enough time, Sandra, that you know that process is that area is really kind of great, right? Like that it's that even in its rough state, you can see the layers. I had a very new student who'd never painted before in Tuesday's watercolor class, two of them actually. They were really cute. And one just kept saying, "This feels so wrong." And she'd hold it up and it's absolutely perfect. So I'm like, you remember at the very beginning how hard it is to accept the stages of the painting?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. It's just, I mean, it's very early on, but
It's very early
on
on.
track.
So you get it, right? Like you're
I'm on
getting
track here.
so funny. She was just reminding me of like, wait a minute, this just feels wrong. And I finally had to say, look, you need to trust that what feels wrong is actually right. And what feels right is most likely wrong. So,
There's always a stage, like a particular point where I think, that's it, I've messed it up.
yeah.
It doesn't look like it, and I don't think I can save it. But the next time you try, and there it is.
And there
Yes,
you can. Yeah, you go through it enough times and then you're like, oh yeah, it has to go through this stage first.
You might as well just push through and see what comes out.
That's a really good.
Anyway, have fun, guys.
Take care. Have a great day at work, Sandra. Good to see you.
Thank you. See you Saturday. Bye.
Mhm.
Bye, Sandra.
Oh, she's
Bye,
already
guys.
God, but Diana sounds just never heard. Hey, Mateo, you singing a little song to yourself? I hear it.
Yep. It's this is called I'm Bored,
Ah,
but I actually don't know what to do with myself. Also, classic.
classic. One of the classics. So I'll jump in and just at this point show you a little bit about, because I want us to make sure we don't lose time. Although truthfully, you know what? Screw it. Everybody's going at a slow pace. We can finish this next week if we want to. There's no rush. We have half an hour. In about 2 minutes, I'll show you, or 5 minutes, I'll show you how to kind of start to lay in the water. Let's see. Nice, Emma. Go ahead. So Emma, the one thing is, I can't really see a difference between the mountains need to get much lighter. Can you see how they kind of disappear? That's because the values aren't different enough. So push those back a little bit.
But do you start from the trees because they are the darker part, or I can also start from the mountains
Try
with
both.
the second layer?
Try both. Yeah. See what
Okay.
works better. That's a good question. I mean, usually it's better to bring light into dark, but in this particular case, the dark edges are the most detailed. So it's probably better to lay in your light on the mountain and then kind of drag in, get some darker color and push in on the next layer.
I just have ultramarine blue. Is it fine, or
You don't have any
should be?
phthalo
No,
or the blues?
no.
Um,
I can mix. No, I can mix anything. It's a
you
primary
won't get the
color, so
same blue. You'll see, you won't get the same blue.
Okay.
Use what you have and put on your list phthalo blue. Buy
Okay.
some if you want some. You can sometimes adjust it with a little bit of yellow and white. You can make
Okay.
it greener, but I don't know if that will work in this case. So I would say better to kind of grab yourself a cool blue next time.
Okay.
Okay, good job, Anik. So I see you got your lights in. I'm gonna demonstrate for you guys how to do these, how to get this water kind of in and around. So there's really two layers to it. There's like a light blue layer And then there's kind of an orangey white layer. That's from the light that's coming through here. So I'm going to start with, and I've got this kind of ratty fan brush, which I cut into pieces. And I'm mixing a fairly light blue with my cobalts or whatever. And I'm going to do a little dragging. So the paint's fairly dry. I'm going to like drag in over the edge of where that dark meets the lighter blue. So you can see my brush is fairly dry. The paint is loaded, fairly thick upon it. So I can see through that. I'm really getting rid of the strong contrasty edge without getting rid of the dark. Oops. And then I'm going to clean the brush. And in fact, I'm even going to go wash out this brush. I'll be right back because I'm going to use it again. I don't want any glue on it. Sorry. Second. You got it. And now I've got it very clean and I'm drying it off brush. Let's see. I'm going to get a little bit more yellow. A little yellow. More white that doesn't have, all my white has blue in it right now. So I'm going to get some white that doesn't. I've got a little bit of red down here I can drag up. And then I'm going to mix a lot of white in with red so that I can start dragging, doing the same dragging. And it's okay if my blue still isn't quite dry, because a little blue blending into the edges of this red isn't too bad. Ready orangey white. Hey, buddy. Maybe even a little white. I could use the corner. Yeah, we'll definitely spend another week on this, so don't feel like you have to finish this up. See how I have this nice drift now happening between the layers? There's a light, medium, and a dark shift. It's subtler than my first layer because I use that soft kind of ratty brush. And I can go back in and bring in more darks here. I can decide I want to put in any of those rocks. But that's all like finished detail stuff. If you can just get to here, I'm happy. We'll work on the final finishing details next week. I hope everybody is like taking this last 10 minutes of class to just get in the zone. And no rush, right? We don't have to get far. You can get as far as you want. We're going to take another week to work on this because we're not in a rush, which I love. Oops, did I lose you? You guys are still there. Oops, sorry guys. Here we go. Here we may. There. Yeah. Let's see.
My phone's doing something very weird with the colors.
Okay, so these are not the real colors. I still feel like this is looking way to your I really think you're using the, can you show me the brush you're using, Emma? I want you to hold it up. Here, hold on. All right. So I'm gonna add this so I can see it. So that small one, get rid of it, not helping you at all. Don't even throw it out. Or mash it up so it has way more. I can see every single stroke that you made on your tree line with it, and it looks weird, right? It looks kind of rocky. So that's what I mean by, I like that you have two big ones and one in each hand and you're going back and forth. So do me a favor and also hold up your painting right now so I can see what the better
This
color.
is my favorite brush, actually. This is the one
Yeah,
I
that's the great one. It's doing everything. So you can do almost everything with that. Let's see. Oh, I see what you mean. It is doing weird things. So number one, your darks are just kind of, well, that looks better than I thought it did. This is thicker, much thicker, this area here. You just have this flat little thing going across, but really it's, you can see it's kind of like an island that kind of comes up like this. So why don't you make your last stroke be kind of to make this thicker dark wedge down here.
Use both hands.
Yeah.
Right.
And that'll be a great way to end it. Very nice, much better. I see what you mean. It was, your phone really was mucking with your colors. Mine is a little bit too. Very nice. We've got about 5 minutes left, so spend a couple more minutes working and in fact, I'm gonna pull the spotlight off. I'd actually like to see what you guys are doing. Hold it up. Just hold it up since we're here. Oh, Annika, I like some of those neat, dark, like dramatic stroke. Nice, you guys. Oh, great, great, great. These are looking great. So we'll work on them another section. These look fabulous. It's interesting to like step back and look at them right on the screen, even your own on the screen, you can look and see. So yeah, spend another 5 or 10 minutes just working away. If you want, I'll pop this up, but I don't know how much anybody needs it anymore. I'll keep it up here. Nice work, everybody. Yeah, I noticed that these things tend to get, let's see. I noticed that these things tend to get when you take a picture on your cell phone, it gets yellow, kind of more yellow and orange.
Oscar, is that the tofu that's sizzling? Oh, I put that in all of now. I would put it in there. No, but please don't spray it everywhere. Look how much you've already missed. It's just not funny, Oscar. Are you going to be? Are you going to be to do that? I didn't mean to do that. I don't control the way. Make a bigger cut and hot different thing then. George, the food is ready. Whose orange peel is on the table? Is it yours? Some of the rules in each times.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, Anik, great place to stop. Now it's all a bit dark, right? But we can totally push those. That's actually a really good place to be, is pushing those lighters. All right, you guys, I think we're gonna stop here. Hold on a second, let me find you again. We're gonna stop here, and I want to tell you, I mean it what I say when I say, like, I love working with you. It's like so fabulous. I love watching you all explode forward with skill and talent.
The week that I wasn't there, I missed that bit, Magic.
Pretty neat.
Are you done?
Mas, do you want to chat about, do you want to chat, or should I just send you an email later?
Sorry.
That's okay. Guys, I'll probably end this call for everybody else. I want to talk to Emma about a couple of things. So we will see you next week.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Great work today. All right, madam. Let's talk about it. So how often do you, as you're looking at the schedule, what do you see that you think you can do?
Well, like we were saying, I really like having a regular class, but
Lately,
Thursday, like a school night, is just not going to work. I mean, I have to be picking kids up from different places, and
I totally get it. Hold on, let me stop.
so